So this arrived in the mail today or via Amazon. And what this is a front hitch for my truck, which I own a 1999 Dodge Ram 2500. It'll fit any second gen, and it's practically a bolt-on. So there's a little fishing that you have to do, but yeah, it's pretty much bolts on. Your air dam is the only thing that you have to modify or just remove. I'll walk you through that, but I've been wanting a hitch that I can use in the front and the rear, and just there isn't a good product that works for a second gen Dodge unless you want to put a entirely new custom bumper on, and I think those custom bumpers are just god awfully ugly. I like to keep my stock bumper the way it is. So this actually kills two birds with one stone. I get to keep my stock bumper, and I can use my winch either in the front or the rear. So we'll get into installing this. I'll unpack it and kind of walk you through the process. So let's start off with part number. Now this one is made Kurt, really good products, and it's kind of sideways, but it is part number 31604. So yeah, if you just go to kurtmanufacturing.com and type in that 31604 number, it'll come up right away. So yeah, I'll set you up and we'll start unpacking this. Okay, as with most Amazon packages that are in big cardboard boxes, it came a little damaged, so I'm not really too worried about it because it's a hitch, but it never hurts to take a couple pictures just in case pieces are severely damaged, scratched. They just fell out. Like there's a big rip right there, and I know this came with hardware, so I'm just going to take some pictures because I do leave reviews on Amazon. I do believe that the review should be about the product itself, but I also mention Amazon's delivery. That whole experience, it's not always good. This says clearly this side up, and he delivered it this way. This is what I'm talking about. Freaking Amazon, treat your products with some care. How many other bolts am I missing now? Exactly what I'm talking about. Obviously, there's going to be at least 4 bolts. And then Kurt actually has a really good YouTube video, probably better than mine. But, maybe I'll run into something that they do. I mean, if it doesn't come with the fishing tool, that's going to suck too. So I don't really have a fishing tool for bolts. It's like just a wire with some coils in it, so you can fish. Well, we'll get into it, but essentially you put that in a coil and you kind of pull it through. That's essential. I need that. Okay, it's in there. But yeah, it's got a big old hole in it. So this might not have been Amazon. It might have been Kurt or Kurt Industries. Give me a box. Just tape a box to it. Everything's plastic. It does have a parts list and stuff. All right, so all the hardware's there. I won't leave a bad comment. Okay, so now that we got all the hardware and we got everything unpacked, I got to get my truck set up to where I can kind of roll under it with the creeper and stuff. So I'll bring you back once we're all set up over there under the truck. All right, everyone, I'm back in my truck. I'm installing that Kurt front hitch on my 99 Dodge Ram 2500. And to start, you got to take off this air dam. Some people delete it altogether. I'm actually just going to cut the part where the hitch comes out It's just like a 2.5 by 2.5 square, and then put the air dam back on. I just think it looks a little better that way. You might not have the original fasteners, but if you do, they take a T30 Torx head, and I don't know, there's a handful of them on here. You just torque them off, and then we'll move on to the next step. So got one over here that's just a plug. So, you know, if you got a plug remover tool, great. If not, it'll probably just pop out of there, but I'm just going to use a flathead screwdriver. Okay. So the air dam is removed. I know I'm really close here, but this is kind of where now you get into the bumper install. So we got to take out these two on both sides, and then we have to take this out, and this is the bumper support. Essentially, there's a part of the custom hitch goes up into here, so we got to feed some bolts and stuff too. I just noticed well, it's also a good time to kind of just inspect everything. So this is probably going to be a little hard to film, but I will get you set up the best I can. So first thing is, if you have the factory tow hooks, you'd remove those. I do not have those. So what we need to do is remove these two nuts and bolts, and then this bolt back here. And we have to take out the threaded sleeves to where this bolt goes into. So I was hoping to use my impact, but it's just, I don't have the swivel socket. So we'll have to just do it the old-fashioned way. No, everybody all right? This bolt here, this nut, and that nut up in here all need to come off. They're 18 millimeter on my truck, and like I said, I have a 99 Dodge Ram 2500. And this, you have to do that for both sides. That's all I'm going to do now. So I'll just bring you back when I got that done, and then we'll proceed to the next step. So I've got the hitch up there. See what I kind of did. And granted, I'm working off a creeper, but I just used my my jacks to kind of set it up in there. It's not crazy heavy. I don't know, maybe 35, 40 pounds. And then on this side, following the instructions, I started to put one of the bolts on, and so that'll kind of hold it in place, because right now the bumper's real loose. That's what we're trying to do, is just tie everything into the frame and the bumper. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, just so that we have both sides secure. And then I'll come back, and this has got to go in front of here, and we got to mount that. This has got to come up, and so it's in line with this hole back here. Then I got to use that fishing tool to fish the hardware through. So I'll bring you back for that. I'm going to try to get you set up here. And you can watch me struggle with this fishing tool. I'm going to actually put this one on first. The instructions say this one, but I need to drill this out. Man, if it was just an inch higher, I wouldn't need to do that. But I'm assuming that that's why they say that you may need a drill. Oh well, I got one of them, but down the shop. So for now, we need to put one of these on. Gotta think how we're, because I'm gonna get this in there, followed by a nut, or I mean a bolt. Hopefully you saw all that. Wasn't the easiest. Got that one fished through and started. Remember, you've got to put this bumper bracket on the outside. So that one actually wasn't too hard. Now, like I said, I've got to drill this out, but I can put that one up there on, I don't know if you can see it. So there's this one, and then there's one that's just kind of like 30 degrees to the left there. So I'm just going to do that off camera, and then I'll bring you back when we drill this out. So I got that secured, all torqued down. I got them two secure and all torqued down. Now, as you can see, that does not line up with that channel or this hole. And the instructions do say that you may have to drill out a hole. So I got to drill this out, and it calls for 17 30 seconds. So they want it just slightly bigger than the 1/2-inch bolts that come with it. And then we'll fish the hardware through here and out here and be secure. So I'll bring you back when I'm done with that. Okay, she's all installed, and kind of show you here. I'm just in the middle of fitting my air dam around that. But I will say I had one kind of mod from the instructions. So for my truck, this was fine. The 2 bolts up here were fine. But this one was not. So I had to, I guess, veer from the instructions. I don't know if you can see, but there's a wall right up in here. And I think if they make this tab a little taller and put the hole up here that aligns with this, this would fit. I did actually take the time to sneak that back in there. Well, it's too low to go, I guess vertically like that. And then over here, it's off. You know what I mean? So, like I said, there's a wall in there. So it had to go this way, but because I had to drill a new hole, because this tab's not high enough. So I could, anyways, long story short, I could not use these tabs. However, I did use the fish wire and brought the bolt through and tightened the nut, and it actually tightened itself. So these holes are not as big as the square part on the carriage bolt. So they just dug in. I think it'll be fine. Again, I have 1 here and 2 up here. Well, I have 3 bolts holding this on. And these are grade 10 or 12 bolts. They have a pretty big head on them. So that's not going to come through. I'm not going to be pulling much more than 8,000 pounds, I'd say. Main reason I'm getting this is because I want to be able to pull from the front and the back with a winch. Anywho, I digress. So it's all installed. For mine, outside of, this situation where I had to, I guess, delete this, I'm not really too worried about that. Outside of that, everything else is according to spec. I followed the instructions to a T. So this bolt, I guess it just depends on what year of truck you have. May line up on a different model. I'm not sure. But this is the model that said it fit, and it did fit. So I don't really like my air dam missing. So what I did here, let me push pause here real quick. Okay, so now you can see. All I did here was cut around, maybe you can see, yeah. I cut the plastic around the hitch as close as possible. I was using a pair of boning scissors because that's what I had. And it worked. Took some doing, but it worked. So now I'll just go back and put those T30 in there, or torque screws, and that's it. All right, I got the front hitch installed, and now I'm set up to use a couple tools here. So the first being my winch, and I can use this on the front or the back. I will probably primarily use it for the front. We'll see. I just pull a lot of trailers, and it's just easier to kind of pull up to something, in the front. So, and then on top of that, I've got the capabilities of a toolbox up front, which I'm going to be using on this next trip to the off-grid property. So I just use one of them Harbor Freight cargo carriers. It's a 2-inch receiver. So with the new hitch, it fit right in there. And I got this toolbox, 25% off. I won't name where I got it, but it was a pretty good deal. I typically do not shop there. You have any questions about the hitch if you got a second gen? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. For the most part, it bolts on. You may have to drill, but it does open up some capabilities. So you can put a winch up here, toolbox, or you could put one of them front ladder racks that comes up out of the hitch out and then kind of wise off. I might end up doing that this spring so I can haul some ladders to a job. I'm sure there's other capabilities too, but for the most part, I'm going to use it for this toolbox and my winch. My winch will go right into the toolbox while we're en route. And then most of the stuff I put in there will be coming out. And then that'll make that, I can take this whole thing out, no problem. It's probably only like 35 pounds. Now, if I fill it up, obviously it's not coming out. But I'm going to put tools in there and equipment that is going to come out and stay put at the property. So then when I go to use it for jobs, it'll just stay put. In fact, I could use it as kind of a workbench too. It's perfect height, probably 30 to 32 feet or 32 inches tall. And, you put your saw up there, your drill press, whatever you want. This is aluminum. It is light duty, but it'll take a lot of weight. I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.